Hey guys, let's see what wants to come through for today. Hope you all are doing well. And in case you're wondering, I do offer personal readings. You can find the information to book with me in the description box below. All right, let's get started. I have doubts and lonely coming through, negativity, not hopeful, and discontent. Okay, so you might be in a little bit of a funk lately, and that's okay. We all get in these energies sometimes, okay? The energies as of late have been extremely challenging for the best of us, okay? Even with people with the most positive mindset, really get into these places where we have seasons of doubt and we feel a bit lonely, and, we're not really feeling like things are really coming together for us. Okay. So usually, this is a time where you just need to, really go inward, really look to take care of yourself and your own needs and really focus on that. It's not necessarily trying to focus on all of the big things. Okay. Sometimes we can get ourselves overwhelmed when we're in energies like this. And so what we need to do is just kind of, tone it down a little bit and just take one step at a time. Sometimes it's even just 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, and that's okay. So just take heart in knowing that if this is the energy you're in, it's okay to scale back a little bit and just be okay with just getting through minute by minute, day by day, week by week if you need to, until these energies begin to pass. Because it's not really a matter of if, it's a matter of when these energies are going to kind of play out. It's really just a season of time, even though it can feel like a very significant period of time and like things just are never going to let up. Trust me when I say that it will begin to get better, okay? Once you start kind of just going a little bit easy on yourself, give yourself some time and grace and understanding. You've likely been through a lot to get yourself in a position like this. Is that it's just saying it's okay. It's okay to feel like this. You don't need to have doubts and fear and feel that you're all alone in the world, because at the end of the day, you are not alone, okay? You're not walking alone. Let's take a look at what else is coming through. I have the aristocrat. Okay. So this may be, an energy where, you need to kind of, get the mind in a state where it's a little more positive. This may be an energy where it's asking you to shift a little bit of that mindset when we, go through a lot in our life, especially a lot of challenges, or we're going through a season of extreme challenges and we're beginning to feel doubtful. We're beginning to feel negative. We're beginning to feel a little bit, distressed or a little bit, depressed. We can, get into our head a little bit. And so usually it's just saying, again, maybe don't focus on all of what's been going wrong and getting into that negative mindset and kind of further feeding into that. It's maybe taking, time to just, get out of that negative mindset and shift it into, well, what went good today? What went good, this last hour? It's nice and sunny outside. That's a positive. I'm breathing today. That feels great. I'm, alive today to see another day and have an opportunity for a new day, a new dawn, a new beginning to try things differently and have new things come into my life and things to change for the positive. Okay. So, I know that's easier said than done, but trust me when I say that just take it one step at a time. Everything is okay. You are not alone. There are many people that go in and out of these times as well. These seasons can really take a toll on us, and it's okay. Just give yourself time and grace. Don't be too judgmental of where you're at and how you get through your day. Just get through your day, okay? And every single day is a new opportunity for everything to change and lighten up and for the sun to come out once again, okay? So just take heart in knowing that you are not alone in this and you will get through this. I know you can. I have waterproof coming through. Again, this is just kind of putting on a little bit of a barrier of protection. Whatever is going on in your environment that is creating this, whatever has been taking place in your life in the past here that has put you into a position where you're beginning to have doubts, beginning to feel lonely, it's just saying that you really need to get to a place where you're not allowing these outside factors or these outside experiences to really get you down, okay? Don't let these negative energies, these negative people, these negative situations take over your mindset and put doubt and fear and loneliness in your mind, okay? So make sure that you're protecting yourself. If there's anyone or anything that is making you feel this way, you need to remove yourself from those people. You need to remove yourself from that situation and get to a place where you begin to feel better. Sometimes when we're kind of stuck in these situations where we continue to be around people that are extremely negative, or they're making us feel very doubtful or lonely or just judging us really harshly, it can feel, we feel very, very vulnerable. Okay. And it can continue to feed into that mindset that is getting us to that place in the first place. Okay. So it's not helping anything. What you need to do is get into some of the opposite energy, even if that's energy that you are completely alone. Okay. So, one of the positive mindsets that you can take from this situation is saying, you know what? Maybe I am alone, but it's better than being with, all this toxic stuff that I was just experiencing, or these toxic people that are continuing to bring me down. Okay. So, carefully remove yourself from those situations as best you can so that you can get clear, get into your own energy. And that way things will begin to lighten up. I guarantee you, sometimes it's the people and the situations around us that are actually bringing us down the most. And it's not necessarily us that actually feels that way. It's everything else around us. Okay. So once you get into a place where you can then shelter yourself, create a little bit of a comfortable barrier where you can begin to, get your mind clear, get, things to calm down a little bit. I think that you're going to find that the energies will begin to lighten up and your attitude will turn a lot more positive and your thoughts will then follow. Okay. Let's see here. I have self-love and self-loathing. Okay. This is just a really tough period of time that you're in. I know, I'm here doing this reading and my heart really goes out to you. I've been there. I've done that many times in my life. I don't get to a place where I can actually say, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've truly been there. My heart truly does go out to you. But trust me when I say you can get through this, okay? So, again, don't feed into these negative emotions that you're feeling right now, these negative thoughts. Don't feed into those things because none of those things are true. You're absolutely wonderful. You're absolutely perfect just the way that you are. Okay. Though, life is challenging at this time or you've been through a lot of things, it has nothing to do with you. And even if you've made some mistakes and, gotten yourself in a position where, life is just taking a turn, in the opposite direction for you, it doesn't make you a bad person. And it doesn't mean that you should be so judgmental on yourself or decisions that you've made or mistakes that you've made. We all are human. We're all on a journey and we all make mistakes. We all do these things. Okay. And it doesn't mean that we're terrible people. What it means is that, it gives us opportunity that when we're beginning to start to feel this way, it's actually an opportunity to say, okay, why do I feel this way? What exactly created this? Because then once you identify it, you can change it. And once you're able to change it, then things will begin to get better. Now that starts within you though, okay? Because you're responsible for, what you're creating in your life, what you're experiencing in your life, and how you can make that change in a positive way, okay? So I know, again, this is going to sound, easier said than done, but really this is giving an opportunity to say, okay, why am I feeling this way and why are these things happening? What is making me feel this way? Who's making me feel this way? Am I making myself feel this way? So that you can then begin to change that mindset. Again, it can sometimes start with the little things. Sometimes you're just waking up in the morning and saying, you know what? I can't wait for today. I can't wait just to see what today could possibly bring. I don't know what it's going to bring, but who knows? It could bring really positive things my way. Oh, look, the sun is out. Amazing. It's been raining for days. That's positive. Okay. I think I'm going to treat myself to a coffee this morning, and you get a coffee, and there's a really positive part of your day. It really starts with the little things. Okay. So it seems like it wouldn't make much of a difference, but trust me when I say that it's those little moments, those little thoughts each day that, get you through minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. And then eventually it becomes very second nature and it changes it because our mindset then reflects outwardly to us and it then creates the experience that we're having on the outside. So it really does begin with the mindset. And that's why I'm suggesting to start step by step, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day if you need to, okay? Things will begin to shift. Let's take a look at the overall energy of the situation here. The overall energy here is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So it looks like this might have been a really significant time. Sorry, I can't get my words here. It really might have been a significant point in time where you've really had to take stock of what's taken place in your life, what actions you've taken, what situations you've been in, what's been happening in and outside of you, and really take stock and note of what has been working and what hasn't. Again, it goes back to what I was saying is that when we begin to have these, lower vibe energies where we're beginning to have, a negative mindset and self-doubt, loneliness, depression, it really is presenting us with an opportunity. I know it's really hard to see it right now because you get into a bit of a place of confusion and illusion, and things just don't become very clear to you. But really what's hidden, underneath all of this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to really take stock of what got you here in this place. Who got you here? What situations are making you feel this way? And that way you can then begin to make change. So what wasn't working in the past and what has been, playing out in the present, you're then going to be able to make that change so you don't experience it into the future. Let's take a look at the past and kind of see what got the situation where it is. In the past, I have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so this is a really tough energy. So I can see why you are where you are. This may have been a situation where maybe someone was kind of being, a little bit sneaky in your environment, or maybe you yourself had been a little bit sneaky and maybe you've made some, decisions that you are now regretting. And so maybe you told some white lies, maybe you told a lot of lies, maybe you were just kind of doing some things in the background. We all have our days, okay? No shame. So there's no judgment here, trust me. But, this can also be an energy that is around you as well. Maybe you're experiencing, a partner or a friend or a boss or just another situation where things, someone was just kind of doing things, in the shadows, if you know what I mean, and doing things just kind of sneaky. Okay. So, I can see why you are where you are, but don't worry. Let's take a look further into this and see, if I can find some helpful information for you. Let's take a look at the present energy. Present energy, please. As an energy, I have the Queen of Wands. Okay, again, this is an energy where it's just saying that you might be just feeling a little bit vulnerable, a little bit powerless, a little bit not in control of your environment and having a lot of self-doubts. Okay, so again, this is just kind of confirming the energies that are coming out already in the oracles that I've pulled. And it's just saying, because of some things that have taken place, you're then beginning to get into this, self-doubt, a little bit of low self-esteem, low self-worth, and feeling a bit vulnerable and, maybe even a little bit scared right now. Okay. So it's no wonder that you're in the energy that you're in, but take heed that things can change. You can change this situation. You can change what's playing out here. Even if you or someone else has made some mistakes, you really can take your power back and move forward from this situation. Okay. Let's take a look at the near future. Near future. Ooh, okay, I have several coming out here. I have the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Okay, this is really just a very significant, healing that's needing to take place here in the near future with these energies that are coming out here, with the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords, and then the Six of Cups. This is saying that, you really need to heal from the past. Something very significant has taken place here, which then put you in a state where you're feeling very vulnerable, very alone, very, unsure of what's going on and very doubtful about the future and what's happening here. Okay. So whether you made these mistakes and this is why you're feeling this way because you're now feeling a little bit guilty about these things and you're needing to, kind of heal from the heartbreak that it then evoked in a situation that you were in, maybe, this was with a partner or a friend and you made these mistakes and now they're gone because they decided that they don't want to, take part in this. And now you're left heartbroken and in need of healing and having a reckoning with the past here with the Six of Cups. Okay, or this is someone that did this to you. Either way, this is an opportunity to begin to heal those wounds. Okay, again, people make mistakes. It doesn't make it okay what they did to us, but it is needing to come to a state of just allowing those things to let go. Find a state of forgiveness yourself within you for your own self, your own well-being, so that you can then move forward in this situation and begin to heal because there is a reckoning of the past, of past traumas, past, experiences that need to be kind of dealt with and brought to the surface to heal. Okay. So again, this is an opportunity that you're in where you're beginning to reevaluate situations that you've been in, situations that you've experienced, and how to change those so that you can then move forward in the future. Okay. Let's take a look at some advice for you. The advice here is the Five of Wands and the Emperor. Okay. The advice is just saying here, don't engage in anything toxic here. With the Emperor and the Five of Wands coming out, this is a very combative energy. Okay. This is a very masculine energy, but a very toxic masculine energy. Now, either you are in this toxic masculine energy where you're just kind of in fight mode and you're just kind of feeling a type of way about what's played out, what someone has done to you, and how the situation has gone so far, and the hurt and the pain that you're feeling. You're feeling a bit jaded, a bit angry, which is totally justifiable. Or, this is another person that is trying to continue to, enter into your field, or in your experience, or you're in this experience still, and they're being very combative with you. Okay. This is like a power struggle here. Okay. So when the emperor is here, when he's in his positive aspect, he's very kind, compassionate, he's a leader, and he's, a place where feels safe. Okay. Someone who leads their world, safely, by example as well. Okay. But with the Five of Wands here and the Emperor here, I'm getting a very negative, low vibe energy here where it's just saying that there's a bit of a power struggle that's playing out in this dynamic. This may be someone with the energy that you're feeling. Someone may be dominating you and making you feel very vulnerable at this time. And so what that is it's just continuing to feed into the situation. And this person's just going to kind of keep doing this. This is kind of like a little bit of a bullying energy, that I'm picking up on here. And so your advice is just saying, do not engage. Even if you need to safely remove yourself from that situation to keep yourself safe, keep yourself protected, then do so. If you have friends, you have family, you have a shelter, if you need help and need to call some helplines, whatever you need to do to remove yourself from this situation, I would highly recommend it if it's wreaking this much havoc on you. Okay, because this is turning very toxic here. And so if this is you that's getting very combative, it's just saying, hey, you know what, arguing and engaging with this person and continuing to have disagreements, fights, maybe a little payback is on the, agenda here. It's not really going to play out the way that you think. Okay. So it's just going to make things worse. So your advice here is to take a step back and disengage, whether it's you or this other person wreaking this havoc on you. Okay. In this situation, it's not going to help. It's just a power struggle. Okay. Let's take a look at what's hidden here. Maybe what you're not seeing that would be helpful. What's hidden? What's hidden here is the Nine of Cups. Okay. So what's hidden here is, really just kind of looking at, wanting to be happy. This may be an energy of why you're feeling a bit lonely, why you're feeling, a bit self, doubtful, and, not feeling your very best. It's saying that, I've been through all of these things, or maybe again, you're the instigator and you've kind of, started some of these things. Either way, it's not, relevant. It's not here or there really anymore. But basically here, what's hidden is that, you really do want to be happy. You really want your dreams to come true. And you're deserving of those things to come true. You're really deserving of living a life that you've dreamed of that is very happy to you. You don't deserve to be in a situation like this. You don't deserve to be in an energy where you're really doubting yourself and you're, having these negative self-talks to yourself and these negative feelings and feeling really low and vulnerable. Okay. You don't deserve this. You really do deserve good things. But this is why you need to take control of your life. You need to take stock of how things got you here, what experience you've had in the past, what you're experiencing now, and change it, because you can change it. Okay. You are able to take power back. You are able to step into your confidence and, do it with a little bit of a leap of faith. Okay. So you can have all of these things that you're desiring, but you do really need to take responsibility for the situation that you're in or have just exited out of. And, again, it begins with disengaging from whatever this energy is and then focusing on what it is you do want to create and being very firm with that. Okay. Sometimes that means we're just not settling. We're not settling for the first thing that comes to us, especially if, say, in relationships. We're not just like, oh, finally, someone's asking me out, and then you just go for it because, you don't want to be alone. But this is saying, be very discerning then. Have your eye on the prize of what you wish to create in your life and settle for nothing less because you are worth more than what you're in right now. Let's take a look at what you don't see coming in the coming weeks here. What don't they see coming in the coming weeks? I have the Five of Pentacles. Okay. This may be a situation, again, where here in the coming weeks, with the energies playing out the way that they are, this is if they stay the way that they are. Okay. Because we can change an outcome if we want to. What we do is this type of a reading gives you an opportunity. It's giving you an opportunity to make change so that the outcome that's going to play out in the coming weeks can change for the positive. Here with the Five of Pentacles, it may be a situation where you need to leave this situation or this situation, this person, whatever it may be, is going to leave you, whether this is a relationship or this is a job or a friendship or something with your family. It may mean that something needs to be dropped. Okay. You may experience, feelings of abandonment here, or this person may abandon you. You may abandon them. Whatever it means is that you're needing to kind of, drop something. And you also may need to ask for some help. With the Five of Pentacles, it's saying, hey, you know what, you're feeling down and out and things are getting really low for you. You're really struggling. But if you just go inside, there's help for you. You just have to be willing to actually ask for it. So I get a feeling in this situation that all you need to do is get help. Seek help wherever it may be, okay? And if you don't know where to get help, chances are pretty good that if you start asking around and putting your feelers out there, you're going to find someone who's willing to help you out and at least get you to where you need to go to, at least get you on your feet again to help you move forward in this situation, okay? Here I have the Queen of Cups on the bottom, and this is just saying, hey, you need to really focus on yourself right now. You need to focus on your emotions. You need to focus on your self-worth. You need to focus on your emotional needs right now so that you can then take your power back and make some moves in a positive direction to get yourself out of the situation that you're in, okay? You can do hard things and you are not alone, and there is help for you. Please be willing to ask. Please be willing to disengage from this situation, and please be willing to know that things will get better. Okay? One step, one day, one week at a time. It will get better. I promise you. I hope that you found this reading to be helpful, and I truly hope that you found some use of this and will take the advice and ask for some help and remove yourself from a situation that you don't deserve to be in, because you are worth so much more than that. So until I see you again, take care.